boy. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. It has been a while. It's been a while since I've sat down and just spoken to you guys like this. A lot's been going on, guys. Let's just sit down and yeah, as you can tell by the title of this video, it's gonna get kind of deep today, so yeah. So guys, as you would have probably noticed on my channel, I have not sat down and just spoken directly to you guys like this for a very long time. So much has been going on. A lot has been going on, guys, and I feel like it's time that I sit and I speak to you guys. Please understand that I'm so nervous right now. I'm even getting emotional already and the video hasn't even started, but this is something that I have been wanting. Oh my god, how is this even possible? Clearly you can tell I'm not wearing any makeup today. Like, I came to you guys barefaced, bare and all, because I knew this was gonna happen. But a lot has been going on within my family. A lot has been going on within myself, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I felt like it was time, and you're gonna understand a little bit more a little bit later on. Now, I don't have a structure. I don't really know what I'm gonna say. I have a couple of things that I definitely wanted to raise in this video, but I don't have like a particular idea of what I'm gonna say. I'm just speaking to you from the heart, so excuse if this is all over the place. This is just raw, uncut me, basically. So just so that you kind of understand what's been going on, as soon as obviously I'm back home from uni, came back home thinking, yeah, this summer's gonna be lit. I've got so many things planned. You know, at the beginning of the year I made a video where I said that I want to be everywhere, like I want to host loads of events, and boy, I have been doing that. I've been hosting event after event after event. But yeah, so I thought, yeah, summer is gonna be lit, it's gonna be amazing. Then within about a week of me coming back home, we got the very sad and unfortunate news that my grandmother had passed away. This was my mum's mum. So not my grandma, my granddad had passed away, so my mum's dad. This was a really difficult time for our family because my mum and her siblings, why are their motorbikes revving right now? Like, really? Yeah, so my mum and her siblings, two of which also live here in the UK, the others live back home, were very close with their dad. Like, they were very, very close. They spoke all the time. They loved him, of course. You know, that's my granddad. So even though you know, you guys know I've never been back home, I'm planning to go back next year. Like, that's not even a question. I'm going next year, and of course I'll share my experience in Congo with you guys. But damn, I didn't know that this video would just be so hard. But anyway, so they were very, very close, so it hit my mum hard. And you guys will know that me and my mum are really, really close. So seeing my mum more than anything, of course that's my granddad, I've never met him before, but I've spoken to him over the phone, and that's a piece of me. And because, you know, I'd never met him, that upset me even more. Bruh, listen, this is just ridiculous. And I think for me, the main thing that really hurt me was a series of emotions coming back that I have tried to suppress for a very long time. So anyone that knows me and that's been following my channel for a while will know that this channel was started because of my best friend who passed away. In 2014, the 25th of October 2014. 14. Basically the worst day of my life. 24th going into the 25th. There's not even any kind of structure to what I'm saying right now, but losing my best friend was the worst thing that has ever happened to me, ever. This was my best friend, my sister, my ride or die, my everything. As in, we were together all the time. Anyone that knew me, we were two peas in a pod. There are only two people on this planet that know me inside out, or that knew me inside out. One is Hannah, my cousin. Again, we grew up together. You know, she was literally that best friend that was already formed for me as a cousin, but became my best friend. Like, we're literally telepathic. And the other person that knew me inside out, as in knew every secret, knew every single thing about me, was my best friend Adele. She was a sister. She wasn't even, forget even best friend, she was my sister. Losing her was like being shot several times. It was like drowning, because I imagine us growing up together. You know, she passed away at only 18. We were 18, and my dream my dream was for us to grow up together. Like, when I get married, you know, she's maiden of honor. I was gonna have two maiden of honors, Hannah and Adele, and I was gonna be her maiden of honor. Best believe that. Okay, probably her sister. Like, yeah, like, as in, we planned out so many things that obviously now will never come to pass. Another reason why I'm making this video is because so many things have been happening, as in, people have been passing away back to back, and these emotions that I felt with what happened with Adele, I had been oppressing for so long and suppressing for so long, that when all of these things that I'm gonna reveal to you as well, it's all gonna make sense in a second, but when all these other things started happening, I had to deal with those emotions, because I couldn't run away from it anymore. You know, death was around and I couldn't run away from it anymore. And people have asked me in the past to make a video about dealing with death, about how do you deal with death. You know, people have emailed me, people have written to me on Snapchat saying, you know, that they've lost someone close to them, and they've asked me to, you know, talk about my experiences and to share some tips and to help for them to also deal with death. And I refused for a very long time. I refused because I just said, I can't do it. I cannot do this. I cannot come on camera and talk about something that hurts me, even till this day, so much. But then I spoke to a friend of mine whom I love so much, Kingsley Amadi. He is just, love him so much. And this was after him and his family had experienced some losses as well. And he just said, do it. You know, he said to me, do it. You don't know who you're going to be helping. People are asking you for a reason, because they look to you as encouragement. They look to you as a voice. So use your voice and do it. And this was weeks ago, maybe even a couple of months ago, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But it was only up until deaths had then started occurring around me and in my family. And then a couple of days ago, I found out that a friend of mine who I've been friends with since school, like for years, had lost her mum. And so I just said, you know what, I need to make this video. And that is why I'm here today. And I know I've gone round in a big fat circle to come to that point, but that is why I'm here today. And also to say a few things and give some advice on you, if you've lost somebody, on things that I wish I did. still better than I still am now. Yeah, anyway, fast forward to my mum losing her dad. That was the first knock. So in our culture with Congolese people, we have something called matangas, and what a matanga basically means, I think Jamaicans call it dead house. What matanga basically means is when your house is open to everybody and people come and they just visit you. So the whole, you know, thing with our culture is people come to make you feel like you're loved, and to make you feel like you've got that support, and to make you feel like you're not alone. So we had that. We had a matanga. It normally lasts 2 weeks depending on when the person gets buried. So it goes on until the person is buried, whether they be here or they be back home. But you know, your house is open, people come in and out all the time, and then on the weekend, of which the weekend here only because people work and stuff during the week, but on the weekend of which that person is being buried, everyone comes to your house and you cook like loads of food. People come, they eat, they drink, you know, you have prayer, you have whatever, and then yeah, that's it. So now, bearing in mind I've just come back from uni, it's been what, about a week since I've been back. Then we're having to deal with this stuff, you know, going on in the house. My mum is miserable, she's hurting, I'm hurting because my mum's hurting, and because it's ignited a whole bunch of feelings that I had before. You know, this feeling of, I know how you feel right now. Someone that's so close to you and so connected with you has been ripped away from you. You are never going to be able to touch them again. You're never going to be able to see them again. You're never going to be able to laugh with them again, talk to them again. Even the weird things like smelling them. Okay. Sorry guys, but yeah. It ignited all these feelings that for 2 years I have been trying my best to suppress. Because one thing that you'll probably know about me is that I'm a very busy person, and for me, being NISSYTEE is a defense mechanism. When something happens, the best way that I deal with it is by just getting up and getting things done. I don't like wallowing in self-pity. I don't like sitting there crying because I feel like it's not going to change anything, and I feel hopeless and I feel weak. And one thing that I can tell you right now is that I hate feeling hopeless, I hate feeling weak, I hate feeling vulnerable, and that is something that transcends throughout my life in general, whether it be with guys. I hate being vulnerable, I hate showing my true face, my real face. I hate showing my real face off, because I feel like almost sadly that is how you get hurt. And it's something that I'm still working on and I'm still dealing with. But in all aspects of life, when something happens, when something goes down, I go into NISSYTEE mode. It's not Nissy anymore, it's just NISSYTEE. You deal with it. You know what needs to get done, what needs to be organized, what needs to happen, okay, and it keeps me busy, and that's how I am able to cope, just staying busy. But one thing that I would say to you, if you have lost somebody, is don't do that. Because I wish that in that moment my best friend had passed away. I had taken the time to deal with my emotions and go through my emotions, not try and overcome them. You know, a lot of people say overcome certain things. Yes, overcome fear, but something like death, you don't overcome it, you go through it. Because when you try to overcome it, you try to, I don't know how to explain it, but you almost try to be above those emotions and things like that hurt you so much. You can't be above. You need to go through it and allow yourself the time and the space to endure those emotions and to be hurt. And I didn't give myself that time. Basically, don't force yourself to be okay, because that's what I did. My defense mechanism was be NISSYTEE, be okay. You were built to be a survivor. You were built to be strong. You were built to fight. You were built not to fear anything. And that's how I've grown up. So if you're watching this and you have just recently lost somebody, take your time, because your future you will appreciate you for that. Because now in my present, 2 years on from losing my best friend, I really wish that I had taken the time to really deep and to really take in what had happened. Now, I'm not saying sit in your house all day and do nothing. I'm not saying that. But allow yourself the space and the time to be sad and to be angry and to be upset, because losing someone, you go through all these, it's a roller coaster ride. Like, let me tell you this now, it is a roller coaster ride. 1 minute you're sad and you're bawling and you're crying, then the next minute you're angry. I remember after Dad passed away, I had a time of just pure and utter anger, where I was angry at the world, I was angry at God. Like, me and God have battled through some things, you know. Then I went through a period of guilt that you probably will not really understand, because obviously you don't really know what happened, but it's still something that I deal with to this day, and I can admit that it's something that I still deal with to this day. And I've mentioned it, I mentioned it in my life update video, studying at Cambridge, my Cambridge experience so far. Anywho, yeah, when you live in a house full of people, always get interrupted. Anyway, where was I? What was I even saying? So I mentioned it in my life update video, my Cambridge experience so far, and it's something that I still battle with every single day. You know, there's always questions of, you know, why didn't I act quicker? Why didn't I act sooner? Why didn't I listen to my instincts? Why didn't I listen to my gut feelings? So many things. And it's something really hard to live with, guys. And there was a period where I went through a really tough time accepting what had happened. And this was like a year later. And I was going through a really rough patch, and I was talking to another one of my sisters, Deborah, and she basically was just saying to me, like, you can't let the devil lie to you. And that's one thing that I will say to you also. You know, if for whatever reason you are feeling some sort of guilt for someone, you know, close to you, someone that you loved not being here, don't let it consume you. Don't let the devil lie to you. You know, obviously I'm a Christian, and so for me, I'm a strong believer in Christ, and a believer that everything happens for a reason, that his hand is in everything. He gives and he takes away. He is the Alpha and the Omega. So he chooses when someone will be born, when someone lives, and he chooses when someone will die. You should accept that. And you should even be grateful and thankful that you had the blessing of knowing that person, whether it be your mum, your dad, or whatever, but the blessing that you had of that person being in your life, even if it was for a tiny space of time. And it's those memories that should make you happy and should encourage you. And it won't initially be the case, but later on you will come to feel blessed that you even had those memories, those laughs, those secrets that you shared. It's a blessing, those memories. But anyway, going back to more recent times. So my mum lost her dad. We had our matanga 2 weeks. So people coming in and out of the house, bearing in mind I'm still trying to do YouTube, still trying to do shows and do this and do that, just doing the most as always, and dealing with all of this stuff that's going on at home. And then 3 days after my granddad gets buried, my mum's mum then passes away. Another huge blow for our family. And in between that as well, an old friend of mine had passed away also. And so I went to his funeral in between all of this stuff going on, and watching certain things, like when you have to put that shovel into the ground and put soil over that person's body. And in that moment you deep and you realize, like, wow, this person is actually never coming back. But yet I was still trying to show up and still trying to smile, go to events and do the most, because again, I'm NISSYTEE, aren't I? So in between that was that funeral, and then again another 3 weeks. This matanga went on for 3 weeks because obviously thousands and thousands of pounds went into burying my granddad. Funerals are hella expensive, by the way. Then that ends, and then more recently Hannah's dad's sister passed away. By the way, me and Hannah are like second cousins because her dad is my mom's uncle. So yeah, so we're not directly cousins like that, but yeah, anyway, it was just another blow for the family. And all of this stuff has been scary, but it has made me face death in the face, because after dad had passed away, I was so afraid of death. Like, I didn't like anyone talking about it. It gave me shivers down my spine. I didn't like the ideas of funerals. I couldn't even go past a graveyard without feeling some type of way. I just feared death so much. Death was just something that gave me anxiety. I was so scared of it in every way, shape or form. I just couldn't deal with it. Now, I would say that I'm not so afraid of death because I've had to deal with it. Okay, so yeah guys, someone is here to fix our toilet, because yeah, to fix our toilet you don't need to know the details, but so I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. But that's the first thing that I've already said. Okay, just take your time to heal and to breathe. Secondly, it hurts. It hurts so bad, and it will take time to get to a point where you start laughing again and you start looking back at these memories fondly. Because initially in the beginning you will start thinking about certain things and they make you so sad, because like I said, you feel like you're never going to be able to spend, you know, you're never going to be able to make even more memories ever again. But you will get to a point, I promise you, where you'll be able to think back at this person and laugh and be happy and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this happened and we did this and we said that, or you know, it will come, but again with time. Thirdly, I'll say guys, pray over your lives, over people around you. Pray over, you know, when you leave your house, when you're on the bus, when you're, because you just don't know. And pray for strength, for peace, because when someone passes away you feel like literally everything in your life is just so, you just, I don't even know how to describe these emotions, but it's a lot. So pray for peace, and pray that God just gives you the strength to continue and to get up and to rise and to say, do you know what, I'm not going to let the devil play me, and I'm not going to let this get me down forever. I'm not going to let this be me. I'm not going to fall into depression. Rebuke such things such as depression and all these things out of your life. There is no space and no room for it in your life. So pray. And if you're not someone of faith, you are not someone that believes in prayer, take time to breathe and to meditate and to become one again with your feelings and how you're feeling and who you are. Allow yourself again the time and the space to really take in what has happened and to acknowledge it and say, okay, this is what has happened. Now how will I move forward? To anyone that's lost somebody, keep your chin up, stay prayerful, stay strong. Know that it is hard, but you will get through it. Get through it, remember. Don't try and go over it or under it, if that makes sense. Go through it. And with time, I really do pray that you find the strength to smile and be happy. But just know that, you know, these beautiful people that were in our lives have joy, that they're there, that they're now at peace. Be happy that they don't have to suffer anymore in this world that just seems to be going so to hell. Like everything just seems to be falling apart in this world. But just be happy that you have an angel looking after you now. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go now, guys. Love you loads, and I'll see you guys again in my next more positive and uplifting video. I promise you it will be more positive and uplifting. But I really do hope that you do find some encouragement in this video, and you stay positive, and of course, stay beautiful.